Hey music fans, as a roadie I had this great opportunity to tour with all these bands. I wrote a book about my experiences on the road and it was the #1 new release on Amazon and Bios and it's now sold millions of copies on Kindle. I'm Joel Roadie and this is my podcast, Party Like a Rock Star. Question random a little bit, not off topic a little bit. Did you ever see Slayer play your song?
You know, I never did see them, and I had an opportunity to go see them in Ventura, but the night before that, a couple of friends of mine, we had one of the most insane alcoholic shenanigans experience ever, and I had a severe alcohol poisoning the next day. We went through we were drinking beers and Jägermeister and all this shit, because this was 1990 something, and we had like few passes, and I think this might even been before they covered Freeze, I think, because I was 95, 96, maybe. And I listened to the recording of it. They got the lyrics wrong, but whatever. And but it was very nice of Jeff Hanneman to do that. And I met Kerry King eventually. I have told you the story when
You
we
know
met
what?
him at a
I know
Morton's.
it. You're welcome
Yeah,
to share it because I love
yeah,
it.
yeah. So eventually, I'm at a Morton's in Anaheim. Morton's is a steakhouse. For those who don't know, you get it's home of the $80 porterhouse, right? That kind of thing. So we're at the the NAMM show in Anaheim, and we walk in there, and it's packed. It's just chock full of rock and roll in this steakhouse. It's awesome. So it's maybe 2012, maybe 2013. So Andre and I walk in there, and I see Kerry King there. And I said, "Oh my God, that's Kerry King." I've never been able to meet anybody in Slayer and thank them for covering Mr. Freeze. The back end of that story is that they covered Mr. Freeze. They gave me an advance of money, and at the time I was very broke. That money allowed me to buy the gear I needed in order to learn the software and everything that launched my visual effects career, which resulted in Emmys in my living room and all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
So he needed to know that because the connection is just too bizarre, right? So one of the biggest metal bands in the world covers a punk tune I wrote in my 20s, which leads to my visual effects career, which gets me an Emmy for Galactica and Firefly.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, you can't make that shit up. So anyway, so she goes up to Kerry King, says, "Hey," and he thinks he's a groupie, and he blows her off. And she goes, "No, no, 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 no." She goes, Kyle Toucher from Dr. No? And I guess he was a little flip with her. He goes, "Yeah, whatever." I go, "Well, he's over there, and he never said thank you for Mr. Freeze." He goes, "Oh, send him over." He comes over, we hit it off immediately. We're taking pictures, flipping off the camera, all that stuff. And so I tell him that story, essentially. And he goes, "That's the most insane thing I've ever heard." He goes, "That's," I go, "Yeah." I go, "You're not going to believe that." I go, "There's a direct connection between you covering that song and what I'm doing right now." He goes, "Dude, that's awesome." I go, "Now I have to confess a sin." I go, "I've never seen you guys live." He goes, "What's wrong with you?" "Oh, fair enough, Mr. King. Well, what exactly is wrong with me?" He goes, "Well, you let us know." I go, "Because next time we play NOLA, you guys just come and it'll be awesome." So we never took him up on the offer, and Slayer retired from playing. But it was Hanneman, it was Jeff that wanted to make that punk record because he was all into that. He was into verbal abuse. He was a Dr. No fan, and as was Cobain, and all that other stuff. So I mean, look, we might not have sold any records, but other bands liked us. So
Yeah, man. Oh, super cool stuff.
which was awesome. So yeah, one of these days maybe I can get Kerry King copy of my book, and we can have something to read on the road. But it was a really cool story. So, have I ever seen any live footage of Slayer playing Mr. Freeze? No. So, does
Okay.
that exist?
It does actually. I did find one.
Are you going to show me that now?
Okay, let's jump into it. Why not? All right, sure.
Yeah.
Let's pull it up.
That's sounded like the setup for it. So,
There
anyway,
wasn't actually a setup, but I'll find it
yeah.
here and we'll do it right now. Let's give it a go.
All right.
This episode features my friend Kyle Toucher. Kyle's a bro. He was the frontman of an influential nardcore band out of Oxnard, California here by the name of Dr. No. If you've never heard of him, influential's cool, and that Kurt Cobain was a fan. You guys can check him out in this photo here from when he was, I think it said 18 years old, but look at the poster on the wall. Look at the other one, too. I love some Black Flag. I hope you guys do, too. Anyway, what Kyle's been up to since then. So, Kyle wrote a track called Mr. Freeze. It was covered by Slayer. That led him on to some other ventures he'll explain in one of these episodes. But he became a visual effects artist. He's been nominated for 8 Emmys. He's won 2 Emmys. Those were for Firefly and Battlestar Galactica. He just recently worked on Top Gun in the visual effects department. More recent than that, what he actually started up here during COVID was writing. And so I have one of his books here, Live Wire. It was a present from him for my birthday last year. It was real cool. I appreciated it. You can read more about Kyle. You can check out his other books and see what he's up to always at kyletoucher.com. You can find his books also on amazon.com and enjoy. Also want to throw a thank you, a shout out to the people at Cream Magazine. They sent me their newest issue. You can go to cream.com and you can subscribe to the magazine yourself. If you don't think Cream's cool, you're not cool. It's great that we got some publications back, I think. I think it's neat. So anyway, let's jump into this episode here with Kyle and see what he has to say. Let's give it a go. So hang tight here. Let me pull it up. The footage is pretty grainy.
Oh, I'm sure, but I'll bet the place is going monkey shit, though.
Okay. It's only 2.5 minutes, so.
Oh, yeah. It's in and out.
Okay. All right, let's rip into it. You've never seen Slayer pay Mr. Freeze. Let's go.
I have not, and they are probably on blow, so they probably blow through it in 2 minutes.
So. Okay, let's do this. So you can all right, ready?
This next tune is by another LA band. It's called Dr. No. And this song is called Mr. Freeze.
So
video froze a bit at the end, at least on my end, but that's awesome. They blew through that thing fast, you know. But that's great. I'd never seen it played live. That was quite a while ago. I mean, Kerry King didn't even have his devil tattoos all over him yet.
Yeah.
You know? So, and you know, Hanneman's still alive. Yeah, it's awesome. You know, I'm you know, that's like I said, that opened I had an opportunity there, like anything else. The way COVID opened an opportunity for me to sit down and get writing again.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze thing opened up an opportunity to change the direction of my life. So, and that launched my visual effects career. And then all that COVID absurdity allowed me to launch at least get one going, get a writing career going. So all of that turned out to be great things. One door closes, another one opens.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and anybody should be able to really think about that. That opportunity is always there. A lot of people just won't put down the bong and open the door.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, a little earlier on, we were talking about Iron Maiden, and I think you might enjoy these guys here. So I'm going to jump into the next track with you. It's a band. It's a Japanese band. We had talked to Japanese, and they're by the name of Nemophila. Have we heard of Nemophila?
Nemophila.
Hey, the podcast is over. What are you still doing here? Well, while you're here, like and subscribe. Thanks.